since we're talking about remorse, I think now's a good time to talk about Angel.
Angel.
he's just a big remorse
Angel.
bubble.
Angel's so great. He's so broody. He's like Angel is a trope. Angel is not a character.
He's proto Edward.
Angel is a trope. He is proto Edward, but he's proto everyone. Like
all the broody dark characters.
He's not just all of the broody dark characters. He's all of the cool. He's specifically cool.
He's really cool.
Because you can be.
I don't know if he remains that cool.
Yeah.
Like I think he's cool sometimes in season 2. He's mostly just kind of sad in season 3. But in season 1 he's just like, look at me, I'm just gonna crawl out of the corner. Surprise you and talk about demony things and just kind of.
No, because you can be broody dark and just be like, you could just be the guy who's just like in the corner and you don't really, you're just like, life is a lie and nothing is real and all I see is shadow. But like, his thing is that he's so sexy and he just walks in like stuff and Buffy's like,
hi.
Angel.
I don't
and
like
he's
you.
Just like,
in the first few episodes, she's just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure,
he's hot and like a really annoying.
She's awesome there in the. It's not like I like you, Baka, but like, he's just like he's when I say he's so sexy, he's an attractive guy, but he's sexy the trope.
He's attractive enough that Xander sees it in the first time. He's just like, that's an attractive man. I don't know why I wasn't told that he was hot. What is going on?
But Angel is just like, he's sexy until it's funny. It's like he can't help but like have his voice kind of, no matter what he's saying, his voice just kind of drips over everything like warm honey. Like he doesn't even if he's threatened about something. I know, right? Even if he's threatened about something, even if he's talking about the master, even when he was saying, Buffy's like, so why aren't you down there? And he's like, I'm scared. I was just like,
I'm so scared.
You don't sound scared. You
sound horny.
You sound horny.
I'm so scared.
You sound like, because I'm scared. And I'm just like, Angel is one of the tropes in this show that I really appreciate for the fact that this is where it started. This is where it is. The
guy who's just too cool.
He's so broody cool. He's so broody cool. Like he's if there was anybody in the present day who was that broody cool, I would hate them. I would be like, stop! You're so lame. You're lame. What is this character?
Why are you so? This is way too cool. It's not believable, and yet somehow it's believable. It's believable with Angel, despite the fact that he's too cool to be real. He's still believable. I mean,
so cool.
I feel like this is part of the reason why you already know this, but why in Angel he just becomes a big puppy.
A dork.
He's just a dorky puppy. Because I guess there are probably some people who will watch it and just go, he's too cool, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
But for me, it's as believable as anything else that goes on in the first season. So it doesn't bother me. But yeah, Angel's just too cool to be real.
Angel's great. And he just like, he comes into every scene as sexy as he can. And he literally, like, he serves, the only purpose he serves in the beginning, because they have to slowly introduce you to this character, because he's going to be important. All he does is provide exposition.
Yeah.
All he does
Which is funny, because that's also all Giles does for the first few episodes.
No, but it's like, at least we know that that's Giles is the guy who has all the books. Well, it's his job to provide the exposition. The one with the books provides the exposition. But like, Angel is not friends with Buffy. I mean, until he becomes friends with Buffy. But he's not friends. He just like appears. I didn't say I was yours. And then he just walks backwards into the darkness. Buffy has no idea who this guy is. I thought she knew he was a vampire, but she didn't. It was just some guy who just happens to know.
She just bump into her in the alley. By the way, he's the Slayer, right?
Did she think he was a watcher? Or
I don't know.
He just walks out and he's all, I have some information about some really bad shit that's gonna go down. And she's just like,
okay,
thanks. Thank you.
Freak.
Thank you, hot guy. Where did
hot guy from the shadows. We're talking about Buffy though, and how Buffy saw Angel in the shadows, so I think now is a good time to
talk about Buffy.
Buffy's always right.
Buffy's always right.
That is like a trope of the show, and it's very, very rarely gonna be an issue, a situation wherein she isn't right. But whenever Buffy goes, no, there's a creepy thing going on over there, a creepy thing is going on over there.
Yeah.
And if you rewatch season 1, that's kind of how it goes down.
Yes. And people will just be like, oh, like she's like, it's the puppet, and they're like,
whatever, Buffy. It's just like, Xander's acting weird. He's acting like a teenage boy. He's rude.
Yeah, but
and he's
at the
smelly.
same time, I kind of, mind you, there are ways that you can write in plot convenience. The fact that she's... I don't have a problem with the fact that she's always right. No, it makes sense to me. She's the Slayer. That's what I was gonna say. I feel like she probably has a Slayer sense, kind of. Mm-hmm. Like she just knows when freaky stuff.
Well, I mean, she managed to spot that somebody was a vampire by the fact that his clothes were dated.
Yeah.
That always gets me because I'm just like, you know what? I wore a lot of dated clothes when I was like in middle school because 90% of my closet was like hand-me-downs from aunts and my mom and like older cousins and stuff. So I had jeans where this is like 2003. It is not cool to be wearing your jeans up to your belly button anymore. Yeah. And I had jeans that were like that, and they were like 2 sizes too big. And I had sweaters that were clearly from the 1980s. And if you were to look at me, you'd just be like, oh, she's like a little baby vampire. My closet back then was carbon dated, as Buffy would say.
Which is, do vampire? I mean, we're not done talking about Buffy, but is vampire styling? Except it can't be because...
No, because Angel wears modern clothes.
But fucking Darla wears like a schoolgirl outfit.
And she's 400 years old. So, I mean, I don't know if the accuracy of that, but I love that it actually worked.
It's possible that if you're walking around 1990s, Florida? It's in Florida, right?
It's in California.
It's in California. She used to be
in LA.
In LA?
That's just a different part of
California. Okay, forget.
She's in Sunnydale now, but she's in California.
If you were in California, 1990s California, dressed like the Marquis de Sade, I think you'd probably attract some attention to yourself, because like the argument that I had originally was maybe they wear clothes like when they were turned, except they couldn't because Darla wears a schoolgirl outfit and she's 400 and blah 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 years old. She's the one who turned Angel. She's older than he is, vampire wise. So maybe they just wear the clothes from their favorite era.
I don't know what's up with that, but I mean. This is a story, though.
Yeah.
We've gone astray.
Yeah, we have.
But the point is just that Buffy, like, always kind of has this sixth sense about things and immediately knows that there's trouble afoot.
And people, maybe, do they get better at listening to her?
Sometimes.
Because it's like...
Sometimes no, and I cannot wait for you to cuss about that.
It seems like... Even though Giles is like more informed, he's not the Slayer. The Slayer. And so if she says, I think I guess monster, then what Giles should be doing is going, okay, that's probably a monster. Maybe that's a monster. What's monstery about him? Like, let me let me like compare the things that he's doing to like things that I know about monsterdom and try and figure out what this guy is. You should be immediately taking what she says for gospel. Like, she should just be like, that's a monster. And you should just be like,
yeah, monster.
Okay, alright, what do we do? What do we do? We're prepared, we're ready, what do we do? But they just don't. It makes me really happy that Buffy is so tiny.
She is really small.
That Buffy is so tiny and also monstrously strong. Like, she's not just super strong. Monstrously strong is like, it's this special kind of really strong where it seems like it makes zero sense, but it makes more than zero sense. It's like it doesn't fit with like, there are things that she can do physically.
Yeah.
She weighs less than people that she's throwing across rooms. She doesn't have weight that she can use against enemies, but she will just like
magic strength.
And just like friggin' roundhouse kick a vampire dude like straight in the face, and he just flies into a bunch of chairs, and you're like, shit, man, she's so strong.
She just like rips that door off the hinge.
She just every time it's like, I'm used to having media full of super strong characters.
Because you watch like a lot of superhero things.
And it's always great to see a super strong character just like break something. Like not like just take up a vase and like smash it in there, but like we need to get in, and like someone's trying to pick the lock, and then the strong guy just goes crack and pushes the door open.
Buffy does so many times.
Buffy does it so frequently, and I love it. I love every time she breaks something to solve a problem. It's great because it's like those kinds of story elements you don't want to use them because it makes the character seem brutish, kind of.
Yeah.
But
Buffy is brutish. Like that's one
brutish.
of my very favorite of Buffy's character traits is that she has this thing where Buffy will just
kick ass on us.
Exactly. She will just punch something and then decide to start questioning you about it. She has, it's similarly to Cordelia. She has no tact, but only when it calls for her to punch things. Like she'll be tactful if she has to have like an actual conversation.
Yeah.
But if it's a matter where, oh, that's a monster, I said, Buffy, what are we doing? This just requires like some finesse. And she's just like, oh, I thought we were gonna punch it. That's fine. I'm just gonna. Okay.
It's like what's great. What's great about the super strong character and why that resonates with me. She and I have had this conversation before, but I'm pretty strong, and I really, really like being strong, because when you're strong, you can help people a lot. You can carry things, and you can carry people, and you can support stuff, and you can do lots of physical things, and the world is really physical.
Yeah.
And so it's great to be able to do that. Buffy, when you are the one with super strength, it's hard to not use it all the time, because why not?
Just cracks a phone in half.
Just break a thing. You have the capability to transcend any of the physical issues that there may be with the situation. There's a giant robot demon, man. She's fighting a giant Spanish robot demon. Right?
Was he Spanish?
Who loves you?
Like Italian?
It was Spanish. Wait, it was Italian because he says amore. He and also because I think those were like Franciscan monks or something. But even so, demon robot, right? giant predator-looking demon robot with horns and all that shit. And she's just hitting it. He's tough. And so when she tries to kick at it, she bounces off of him because she's tiny and she has 0 weight. And so it's like, it works there. She's not going to make him budge at all. But like, just seeing her like, just like fighting this, oh, I'm going to hit you and no one else would be able to fight you except for me. That's something that I think about all the time, and so it works for me to have a character like that where I completely understand. Hit things. Just hit people.
Just hit a thing.
Just the only thing that makes me sad is that she has yet to use. I've yet to see her use her super strength in a utilitarian way. Like I've yet to see her like somebody's just like, oh darn, I dropped something under this table, hold on, and like Giles is trying to lift up his desk in the library, and she just goes, hold on, and she just picks up the desk with like one hand. I love that. I love it when that happens, and I don't recall
I don't think it really happens in the first season. What happens in the first season mostly is that she does eventually do stuff like that, but what happens in the first season mostly is that this door needs to get open, and nobody is able to open it, and Buffy's just like, oh, it's hard to open, and crack. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's locked. It's like, oh, I think it's locked. No, listen. she just breaks it. She just snaps it behind her back.
Oh my god, Buffy is so great.
Buffy is great, and her banter is amazing.
She's really punny.
She's really punny. And the way that she talks to bad guys is great. By the way, Xander is Unstoppable, but he's
mostly Unstoppable in the cartoon pilot.
Yeah, but he's Unstoppable is good Xander, but because Unstoppable came after Xander, so Unstoppable is good Xander. But
again, that's like a perfect description of how it works.
Yeah, no, like.
Oh no, that's so good.
Like, look at everything that Ron does.
No, but it's true. Like it's true because he's basically the sidekick to a superpowered female, and at the end of the day, he wants to end up with said superpowered female. Yeah. That's very much Xander. But at the same time, Ron like never forces himself on Kim, which is why she kind of falls in love with him.
And the way that they characterize it is that it's like immediately mutual, and not Ron just. Because Ron has known her since she was a little, since they were in kindergarten, and they're just like
they grew up together.
We're strangers because we're talking about Kim Possible, but even so, sorry.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
They grew up as friends and they were happy to be friends, and then they kind of just ended up together, which is, I mean, it's a great story. It's a story that we've all seen, and I'm kind of glad that they didn't go that way with Buffy, because I think it's more interesting that you get to see what happens when they don't get together, because that rarely ever happens.
Kim is absolutely Buffy.
Yeah.
She's absolutely Buffy in every way.
She's got the girliness. She's got the well, she doesn't really have super strength. She's more.
She doesn't.
She's really well.
Kim
really
doesn't
combat,
have super. Kim doesn't have super strength, but Kim is so good at fighting that she will constantly like punch a big dude, like a guy who's at least 4 times her weight. She will punch him in the face across the room. Kim does this thing which a lot of superhero shows do when you have a non-superpowered character. Batman does this all the time. Batman will jump 10 feet in the air. He'll be in the Batmobile, and then it goes and it opens,
but
and he goes.
Supposedly he doesn't have superpowers.
And he leaps, like he leaps off screen, and he lands.
You see, Buffy can do that in it's in the pilot, right?
Yeah.
It's either in the pilot or in the second part, because of the fact that she has superpowers, so she can jump. She just jumps straight over the gate. No running leap, nothing.
But Kim does this all the time. Kim does every time she's about to, and she runs towards it, and she will jump in the air, and there's whooshing screen behind her, and then she'll deliver like a flying kick or something. She jumps like like at least 10 feet as well. She will jump like 10 feet in the air.
But Buffy doesn't even do that like after the first episode though.
In the final Kim Possible movie, Kim is fighting Shiga in the rain on top of a building in front of a tower, like a cell tower.
We've gone so far off topic.
Well, yeah, but I'm just trying to establish the Kim, and I love Kim Possible, by the way, as a series, and I love Kim as a character. But like I'm just
probably really gonna keep enjoying Buffy.
But I'm just like I'm looking at Kim and Buffy, and Kim is just she's a carbon copy basically. The only difference is that she's not blonde. But like Kim punches Shiga so hard that she flies off of the roof. She flies across the roof, off of the roof, and then like flies into the distance and smacks into the tower. And like she hits the tower hard enough that like it discharges and shocks her. And you know, that's like Kim's triumphant I just defeated you scene. But it's so over the top. Kim is just like shot of her angry and then punched her, and then and Shiga is flying for like she's flying for like 15 whole seconds until she hits the tower. And I'm like, Kim is like 16 maybe?
Yeah.
Kim is the same age that Buffy was. And she has no super strength. She is so Buffy that they can't help but give her super strength, even though she has no powers.
And I think I'm probably gonna have to go back and watch a lot of series to really see that, but there's probably a lot of Buffys out there who aren't quite Buffy.
Well, sure. I mean, Juniper Lee is very Buffy. She has magical super strength.
Does she quip a lot?
Yeah, she quips a lot.
That's really important.
And she's the chosen one.
Okay.
And she she straddles the boundary between the magical world and the human world. She's Jake Long.
Okay.
Basically. Only she can't turn into a dragon. She just has like her strengthy strength. And she knows like there's like all of this magic. And it's very Buffy. Juniper Lee is very Buffy. So many things are so Buffy, and I don't mind. It's a good trope. It's a good thing to be. It's a good thing to be Buffy.